Enchanted is actually one of my all-time favourite Disney films, and we did watch this one immediately before watching Disenchanted. But what did I think of Disenchanted? Welcome to another movie review. Welcome back, or if you are new here, welcome. My name is Katrina and I make bookish content here on this channel every week, and then movie reviews just like this one here at the weekend. I will leave a playlist of my spoiler-free movie reviews linked up here above for you in case you are looking for something to watch at the cinemas this weekend. This, however, came straight to streaming, but I would have gone and seen this one in the cinema as a massive priority had it not come straight to Disney Plus. So yes, you will need a Disney Plus subscription in order to watch this one. However, I'm thinking that if you're an Enchanted fan, you've probably already got a Disney Plus subscription. So Disenchanted happens 10 years later, I want to say 10 years later than Enchanted, but still stars Amy Adams and Patrick Dempsey as our, romantic couple. We've also got Idina Menzel and James Marsden in there as our other sort of side characters. And then this one introduces Maya Rudolph as another character. So she features quite heavily on the promotional posters, and I was intrigued to find out what she was going to be doing on the posters and sort of on the adverts that I get online and on Disney Plus. It looked like she was going to be an evil queen of sorts, and she does play that kind of character in this one. So this one features a look at how our Enchanted characters are getting on 10 years later, including Patrick Dempsey's daughter, Morgan, who we met in the first film, and how she's getting on now she is a teenager. Is she just as sweet as she was in the first film or not? And how is our lovely Princess Giselle dealing with being a stepmother? Is she an evil stepmother, or is she the fairy stepmother type of person? So it was great catching up with these characters again, and there are lots of nods to the first film, and there are, most of the characters returning from the first film as well, which is amazing, always like that. The production value of this film was fairly high considering the fact that it's come straight to streaming. Obviously, when we've got sort of princesses and magical things and CGI pigeons coming in, it's always a bit of a risk that the production value might not be as high if it is a straight to streaming. However, I think that they did a good job with the actual production value, and I thought it was interesting taking the story and picking up 10 years later and going, did they live happily ever after, or was it just an ever after that had as many issues as real life has to deal with? And then there are things to do with other Disney films in here as well. There are nods to Sleeping Beauty, there are nods to Cinderella, a little bit like Enchanted was, Giselle loses her shoe at some point. My favourite was a group of 3 fairies that are involved at some point. Again, no spoilers, but a group of 3 fairies just pop up, just like the fairies in Sleeping Beauty, where we have Flora, Fauna and Merryweather. Do I mean Sleeping Beauty? I think so. Yes. And yes, they are the same colour fairies, but they're just kind of general fairies. But I'm like, I think that's Merryweather there. And I did enjoy that. There are also songs in this one, a little bit like in Enchanted, and yet we do get to see Idina Menzel have her own song, which we did not in Enchanted. Interestingly, Idina Menzel had to wait until she played Elsa in order to sing in a Disney film, considering the fact that she is a Tony Award winner and known for her high notes. It was interesting that she was just hired for her acting in the first Enchanted film. And that's kind of like where the things that I liked about this film stopped. I didn't find the film very engaging. I didn't find the film true to the first film. It just was in no way as magical and romantic and sweep you away as the first film. And I know that I watched the first film with a bit of a sense of nostalgia when I rewatched it this time. However, I 100% enjoyed my first little 2-hour Enchanted window as opposed to my second hour second 2-hour Disenchanted window. And so, yeah, I was a bit disappointed. I had high hopes. There's been talks about this one in the works for so long. And then I found out that they were releasing it, you know, in time for Thanksgiving, and it was going to be coming to Disney Plus. I was going to be with my mum this weekend so we could watch it together. It was the perfect setup. And then it just didn't keep my attention. It was really quite far-fetched, and that's me saying that this, you know, fairy tale Disney film is quite far-fetched. But it was quite far-fetched in terms of what the characters would do and what the characters would do next. And so I think that's why I felt that it was, like, you know, far-fetched as well as being not great. The Maya Rudolph character in there, I like Maya Rudolph. I find her really funny, and I like the films that she's in and the series that she's in, and just when she's being herself. However, her character in this one was just proper, like, pantomime-y and hammed up, and I feel like the film kind of did her dirty, because I feel like there's so much more that she could do. She has so much potential. She could have been a major player in this film, and they gave her not very much to do. You know, she wasn't used to her fullest, and I think that that's a real shame. The fact that she's there with Amy Adams and this established cast and these established characters, she should have been able to shine through, and she just wasn't. Morgan, grown up, has turned into a teenager. However, a lot of the things that she was doing in her supposed, like, teenage moods moments, I just, again, felt like they weren't true to the character. And then Patrick Dempsey's character just disappointed me overall, like, just as a whole. His character just disappointed me. I like the fact that we had Idina Menzel and James Marsden still involved, but again, I felt like they could have had more of a role. And then the new location that we were filming in felt a little bit weird as well. I think if we just stuck to the original, like either Andalasia or New York City, I think I would have felt more connected to a sequel. And I get that sometimes you have to put a sequel somewhere else, like, you know, Home Alone 2 and Babe Pig in the City, but I don't like either of those films, so, you know, sometimes, Sex and the City too. Yeah, maybe that's, whoa, I've just discovered like a formula for bad sequels here. Yeah, I was really disappointed, and this isn't the first, like, straight to Disney Plus film that I've been disappointed in recently. Things aren't going great for, like, me and straight to Disney Plus films, and I wish they were going better, because they did some really good ones in the past couple of years. But yeah, this one just, I was really disappointed, and I think I would have been as disappointed if I'd been fully immersed and watching it in the cinema, and I would be saying, should you pay the cinema going money to go and see this one? No, you shouldn't. Should you waste your time watching Disenchanted? I don't feel like you should. I don't think you need to know what happened to these characters next, because I think you'll be disappointed to find out what happened to these characters next. And I think that, again, you should just rewatch Enchanted and then leave Disenchanted alone, and then go and watch, you know, something else that Amy Adams or Idina Menzel or Patrick Dempsey is in, most of which you can watch on Disney Plus as well anyway. So yeah, disappointing, not great. Was really looking forward to it, built my hopes up. It just wasn't for me. I like the fact that they were trying, but I think they maybe tried too hard and went too out there. This is different, we have to be different, and so yeah, just left with a bit of a bad taste in my mouth on this one. So hard not recommend for me, but as always, if there is a particular movie that you would like me to go and watch next week at the cinema and bring my thoughts to you here next week, hopefully I will have time to get to the cinema next week, because I haven't had time. So I was glad of an original Disney Plus straight to streaming that I could squeeze into my busy schedule and review for you here, because it was one of my, you know, ultimate hyped up films for the year anyway. But yes, if there is something particular you want me to watch this week and bring you my thoughts next week, then let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. Make sure you're subscribed and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on my bookish content in the week or my movie review for you here next week. And I will see you with my next video. Thanks so much for watching.